Hey Believers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ, and today we are going to be looking at something incredible that just happened. But not only something incredible that just happened, but also Team Ring Domination. If you haven't seen it already, SummerSlam card is, well, it's always Finn. So it's going to always be Finn, regardless, so it's Finn, and it's a pro. I can't remember what event here Finn was the card for, but it's going to be a pro for quite a lot of people. I think he's been in an event beforehand, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. That would be great. He's actually would have been a pro for me if I hadn't trained away to single, because I pretty much have no SummerSlam cards available that aren't either The Rock or Divas or Brock Lesnar or Undertaker or Stone Cold Steve Austin. You get the drift. Without the best cards, I don't have any space for him to be a pro, and I've already got pre-leveled up cards which I'm using as PCC cards anyway. Not that I think there's going to be another PCC in Season 2 anyway. The main focus of this video is going to be something really freaking awesome that literally just happened. I literally bolted upstairs, came and sat down on this now and started recording because this just happened. So I'm going into this now. You can see my card total is literally off the roof. And you're probably thinking, why is that? How have you got so many cards in your catalogue? Why is there so many cards in a catalogue? Now I'll show you why. Because it did take me about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks to get this done. But Cat Daddy finally came through. And guess who now got all of their Season 1 cards back? Me. I specifically requested enough cards to create training fodder, so I could actually level the cards up, even though you can still play Season 1. But basically, you can see here I've got 3 rocks, which are the fusions. These are the Wrestlemania Fusions if you haven't seen them already. And you can do this yourself. All you got to do is, I'll show you now, is that you come out to the main section, go down to the bottom, and then you can see this little cog down the bottom. If you press this and then go to feedback, you literally, all you have to do is go to card issues, or alternatively, general suggestions, and just put in details that you want to request your Season 1 cards back. And it specifically is triggered off a robot responding to you. If it doesn't respond to you within a day or two, I would just keep firing, literally, if you're trying to get your Season 1 cards back, and it's worth getting any of them back, just literally fire that email across to Cat Daddy, and they will get it done for you. But just to clarify on this, if you don't get the robot replying to you, which is they call it the robot replying to you, then they haven't received the email and they haven't processed the email. So that's just something you guys should know, is without that email they will not process it and not send your Season 1 cards back. The other thing to know is before you do this, you have to have the space in the card catalogue, which is one of the reasons why I've been deleting a lot of awards I've been getting recently, because either I don't need them or because I'm making space for these bad boys right here. So let's take a look at these Season 1 cards. So we have got 3 The Rocks, which I'm going to be proing these 2 up. I've locked those in. 2 Macho Man Randy Savage. That image is amazing. 1 obviously Triple H Pro, 1 Undertaker Pro. These are the fusions I had, and then the Shawn Michaels there, and then the 2 Stone Cold Steve Austin Pros as well. Now we move on to the cards, and I was ridiculously active in WrestleMania tier for Season 1. I got every single PCC card apart from Dolph Ziggler, which is quite an achievement in fairness. I've got every PCC card since then, but let's have a look at them. First of all, this card, which I wanted so bad. You know what? I was so gutted when I had to get rid of this card, okay? I'm so glad I got this back, and as a card, it's pretty insane. This is the Extreme Rules John Cena. We're going to move on now to Daniel Bryan. This is from the WrestleMania Road to Glory that had his card on. This image you can't transfer across. This image you can't transfer across to Season 2, so it's great to have this card back. Bret the Hitman Hart as well, the first. If you haven't seen it already, go check out. I'm actually going to link into the video in the description. The first ever Road to Glory for WrestleMania tier was actually Bret Hart. And apparently to this day it is one of the funniest moments that people say that they've seen, like me, ever do. Then we've got, oh, this guy, Brock Lesnar. I don't remember what happened to that guy. Do you? Oh, well, habits, you know. Once a silver, always a silver. There's Brock Lesnar just for the bants. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to move on there. We've got this is the real Brock Lesnar. This is the one I really like. The Brock Lesnar for PCC, the first ever PCC Brock Lesnar. Going to train that one up. Damien Miz now, he's gone from the company. But he's still one of the best cards in Season 1. Then you've got John Cena, my first place level John Cena. The actual one I got from being first place is gone, but the memory still lives on with this John Cena. And, well, he looks like you can't see him, but you actually can't see his fingers in this. I don't know if you've noticed that ever in this picture. It looks really, really crazy. First ever Kevin Owens and Neville cards in Season 1 or in WWE SuperCard at all. And then you got Randy Orton from the PCC. This is when Randy Orton used to proc in toughness and charisma. Now in procs in power and speed. How does that work? Roman Reigns. Oh boy, this Roman Reigns. So level across the board. And this is the Roman Reigns. I don't know if you guys remember, but this one procs in speed and charisma. Oh boy, that was fun back in the day. Ryback. Actually one of the better cards that was available in the tier, even if he was terrible in WWE. I mean, literally horrible. Sami Zayn. Oh, another card very, very similar to Roman Reigns. But not in the fact that it was... I mean, I love the card design. The card design for this card and The Undertaker were absolutely insane. They were amazing cards. Amazing cards. I'm not surprised why I've not got my Undertaker back, but you know what? I'll just have to deal with that. So I'll maybe contact feedback later on. There's Seth Rollins as well with the championship, but I love the Sami Zayn card because the image in the background, it just, trust me, it was one of the best ones of the tier. But there is Seth Rollins. I'd love them to try and remake that image for Season 2 or Season 3 going forward. That'd be amazing. But let's just leave that to there. Seth Rollins with the championship. One of the best images of Season 2. There is Triple H from Road to Glory. And then we go back to the WrestleMania cards. There is just a random John Cena, which I would just probably train away. It is the one card I was after so badly, though. Eddie Guerrero, who I love the cards. I mean, I literally adore his throwback card. But this card here is just... this is the card, I think this is the image, one of the last images he had taken before he died. So one of the reasons why I love this image so much is that it's just... I love that card. It's great. And he was one of the best cards in the tier. I think he was the best left arrow in the tier because Triple H and some of the others weren't actually cards there, so they wouldn't have been able to be better than him. But yeah, it's an amazing card. And I cannot wait to pro that. In fact, that's probably the first one I'm going to pro up. Then you got Kane. You know what? We had so much fun with this card back in Season 1. If people don't know the memories of Season 1, go back and see all the other videos. But this card was aptly named Bay. Just go back and check it out. There is AJ Lee. Obviously doesn't have a card now. But one of the favourite cards of Season 1 was this Fusion AJ Lee. I never got a pro of it. And I got these 3 litres as well, even though I only actually needed 2. But they gave me 3, so whatever. And there is Brie Bella. Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. Who remembers that reaction? That was pretty special. And Brie Bella got in the last PCC, actually the Divas PCC of all ones. And then I've got the 2 classy Freddy Bassies just so I can play Season 1 and make sure that I can get myself the additional cards to train these guys up. Let me know in the comment section below if there's any specific ones you think I should keep. But these ones here are specifically, these are like memorabilia. These are like the cards I'm going to remember because this is when I actually started streaming. Let's go across and see the Survivor cards I got back. Here is my first ever Fusion Pro, Dean Ambrose. Actually the best Fusion Pro in the Survivor tier. Dean Ambrose, believe it or not, was speed and charisma originally, and he was a down arrow as well. In fact, actually, I've got this other card over here. So, you know, he was originally that kind of card. Didn't have a lot of toughness, even though it's really strange because on this card he's got more power than toughness. On this one he's got more toughness and power. Yeah, but he was the best card available. Here is Sting. Now, this is where it all started. This is quite cool to have this card. This is where the whole road for me from Season 1 to now started. This is where my SuperCard journey started. I actually started playing on day 1, but took a long break from the game. And I decided to actually give it a go again around about November time. And I then got to the Sting Road to Glory. And I actually gave it my all. There was a bit of a glitch with difficulty. So without that glitch of difficulty, I wouldn't be here. The other thing that's really strange about this card is its power and speed, whereas Sting has high levels of power and charisma. They did that a lot with the Season 1 cards, but this is definitely a memorable card I'll be keeping. Dean Ambrose, my first ever Road to Glory stream and recorded Road to Glory as well, and this Roman Reigns image. This ties with the one with the belt and the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm going to be using these cards in Wild. I'm going to have to choose the cards that I believe are going to be the best, or the best kind of memorabilia to use. It's kind of crazy how the Survivor event cards were so much better than the Survivor cards here. But that's it from me. That bit of a nostalgic trip down memory lane of Season 1. Let me know if you got your cards back and which one was your favourite in the comment section below. Back in the day, you couldn't put tokens on cards. The stats were the stats, and you just had to basically be strategic with how you placed your cards or what cards you used in certain events. If anyone remembers 3MB, 3-man banding, back into... Yeah, that conversation came up recently a couple of times. Literally just had a Diva and 2 normal male superstars, and you just had common cards for the rest of them. That kind of strat came up a lot in PCC back in the day, and these are PCCs where you guys think it was hard getting a Sasha Banks for 7,000 points, maybe, nearly. Yeah, you were looking at 20,000+ points for getting a normal card. And if you talk about a Divas PCC, the first ever Divas PCC took 28,000 points to get yourself a Diva Pro from a PCC. And this is when you got Pro cards from PCCs. Thank you so much for taking that trip down memory lane. Remember to like this video and hit the button, which is going to pop down here, to subscribe to the channel, or just hit the normal subscribe button. That'd be great. Remember to check the description below for details to Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and of course Discord. And I will see you guys later. One last thing before we go, as always, yes, a big, huge Season 1 Zolief! This is actually where Zolief came from. This stream with Dean Ambrose, that's kind of crazy to think back and think that this card was when it all began.